Hi, welcome back. Myself KK Singh, and welcome to my channel Techie Krish or GG Agra. So, in my last videos, you must have observed that we have discussed how to apply the conditions and how to apply the loops, how to apply user-defined functions. We also discussed what are the tokens in Python, and we just started list class in Python. So this is the episode 4 of list. So let's move to our presentation where I'll discuss how to compare the list and list elements and how to apply uh, these operators and how to apply id function and how to apply is operator also. So let's move to our presentation here. So comparisons of list. So see here, two lists can be compared for their values using relational operators. So what are those relational operators? Equal to, less than equals to, greater than equals to, less than, greater than, not equals to, and for their identities using is operator. So is plays very important role. So we'll discuss this also here. So value comparison using the relational operators means we are going to use the relational operators like equal to, less, not equals to, less than, equal, less than or less than equals to, and so on. And Python does not just check if they have the same elements. It performs an element wise comparison, and the result depends on the first point of difference it encounters. So I'll show you one by one by the breakdown. So see the breakdown. So element wise comparison. Python compares the elements of the two lists of order is starting from list element from index 0. So when comparison begins, so it starts from index number 0. So element wise comparison means if you have two lists, then you will have to compare the element of index 0 of first list and element of the list of index 0 of the second list. So these two elements are compared, and whatever relational operator we apply, depending on that relational operator, whether greater or lesser or not equal to or equal to or lesser, whatever, so it returns the output accordingly. So this is element wise comparison. Equality. If the corresponding elements in both the lists are equal, Python continues to compare the next pair. So suppose element of same indices of both the lists are equal, then it moves to compare the next pair of both the lists. Inequality. If Python finds a pair of elements that are not equal, the comparison stops, and the result is determined based on the comparison of these first unequal statements. Suppose 1 2 3 in first list and 1 2 3 in the second list, but in the first list suppose there is the element which is greater than the fourth element of the list 2, then the comparison or the result will be made on 4 and means fourth element of both the lists. Suppose all the first three values of both the lists are similar or equal, and the difference is on uh, fourth element, means element of list 1 on index number 3 and fourth element of list 2 index number 3. So if there is a gap, then result is determined by these two elements. And the fourth point is shorter list. If one list is shorter than the other and all the corresponding elements compared so far are equal, then the shorter list is considered less than the longer list. If one is having 3 elements and other is having 4 elements, but 3 elements of the shorter list is having means both the lists are having the same elements except uh, the difference. I mean, if list 1 is having 3 elements and second list is also having 4 elements, but 3 elements are equal to the first element, first list, then in that case the output should be considered as less than the longer list. Means first list is having 3 elements and it is less than the second list. Why? Because it is also having the same 3 elements, but one element is add on. So second, the length of second is greater than the length of first list. So shorter list is always considered less than the longer list. So here some examples. So see them very carefully. I have 5 lists here: 1, 2, 3, 4 first list, 1, 2, 3, 5 second list, 1, 2, 3 third list, and 1, 2, 4, 0 fourth list, 1, 2, 4, 5 the fifth list. And I am going to apply these relational operators here. So suppose if I apply list 1, whether list 1 is equal to list 2. So list 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and list 2 is 1, 2, 3, 5. So up till 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So up till index number 2 all the elements are equal, but index number 3 are having different elements. So see here the output will be false. The first difference we can see at index number 3, because index number 3 here this is 4 and index number 3 on the second list here this is 5. So 4 is not equals to 5 and that is why it returns false. List 1 is less than list 2. So here if you see up till index number 2 all the elements are equal, but index number 3 are having different elements and the element of list 1 is less than the element of list 2. So this is 4 less than 5 on index number 3. So this will give the difference, and list 1 is less than list 2 because 4 is less than 5. That is why this is lesser than, or it will return true. When you say print list 1 is greater than list 2, list 1 is greater than list 2, sorry, 1 is equal to 1, 2 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 3, but 4 is not equals to 5, but 4 is less than 5, and that is why, because it is asking what, list 1 less than 2, so it is giving true. And but here list 1 greater than list 2, it gives false, because 4 greater than 5, this is false. Okay, now next, in the next example we are comparing list 1 and list 3. So list 1 is having 1, 2, 3, 4 and list 3 is having 1, 2, 3. So list 3 is shorter, but the elements of list 1 and list 3 are similar, equal. Means the list 3 is having a less number of elements, but they are equal to all those elements which are in list 1. So and that is why, but this is list 1 is not equals to list 3. Why? Because list 3 is shorter. List 1 is greater than list 2. Oh, sorry, list 1 is greater than list 3. List 1 is greater than list 3. Yes, it is. Why? Because it is having 4 elements and first 3 elements are equal, and that is why it itself says, because list 1 is having more elements than the list 3 is shorter, so and that is why it returns true. List 3 is shorter and all compared elements are equal. When we apply print list 3 less than list 1, list 3 is this less than list 1. Yes, this is also true. List 3 is shorter and all compared elements are equal, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that is why list 3 is supposed to be shorter than list 1 and it returns true. When you apply a list 1 less than list 4, list 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and list 4 is 1, 2, 4. So up till 2 elements are equal, but the difference is determined as index number 2, 3 and 4. So list 1 is less than list 4. This is true. Why? Because index 2, there's 3 is less than 4, means index 2 element of list 1 is 3 and index to list 4 is 4, and this is less than 4, and that is why it returns true. And list 4 is list 5, list 4 less than list 5, list 4 is what? List 4 is 1240. So up till 124 this is equal, but here on index number 3 there is a difference. So the difference is at index number 3, 0 is less than 5, and that is why it will return true. So this is how we can compare the list and list elements on the basis of length, on the basis of the elements of the list. So we can apply these relational operators. But when we come to compare the identity and comparison using is operator, then the scene is different. Two lists have same identity if they share the same memory location, obviously. So if two lists are having the same identity, this is possible when they share the same location. That is, their IDs are the same. Following example makes the concept very clear, because I have A is equal to 1 2 3, B is having 1 2 3, so their location may be different. Yes, the location of A is different, B location of B is also different. When we say C is equal to A, means C is occupying or C is pointing to the same memory location as of A. So I am going to show you print ID of A, ID of B and ID of C. So if you see, the ID of A and ID of C should be similar. So see here, ID of A and ID of B and ID of C. So ID of B and B is different from ID of A and ID of C. When you say print B is A, so what is B? B is this, and this is not is A. B is not is A, because B location of B is different from location of A, but the values are same. The lists are having 1 2 3, so the values of list A 1 2 3 and values of list B are also 1 2 3. So it gives the first statement, B is A will give false, and B is equal to A will give true. Next is C is A. Yes, C is A. This is also true, because C and A are pointing the same memory location, as C is equal to A. So C is A, this is true, and the values are also equal, and that is why it gives true and true. IDs, same IDs and same values. When you say print C is B, no, C is not both are having this different memory locations, and that is why C is not B, and it gives the false, but the values are similar, 1 2 3. So this is how, on the basis of identity comparison, we can use is, and we can use IDs, and on comparison of IDs and using is operator, the results are different on the basis of IDs and is operator also. So this is how we can compare the list in Python. Element wise and length wise, we can compare the elements in Python. So this is the comparison of the list in Python. So on the basis of relational operators, on the basis of ID function and is operator. So hope you understood the concept, and though this is very tricky, but you will have to apply and use computer to get the proof of this. So if you have any question, kindly drop a message in description box or the comment box, so that I can see it, and I'll appreciate if you drop a comment. So that's all for the day. We'll meet in the next video with some other concept of list. Bye bye.